Take 5 with RicoVibes, the ultimate in entertainment. Live interviews, social commentary, and so much more. Go tell somebody you're now locked into Take 5 with RicoVibes.
Hey everybody, welcome to Take 5. This is a special edition of Take 5 with Jason Biggs. This is a Biggs TV takeover. Today I am actually interviewing the legend, RicoVibes. Rico?
Oh, man. Thank you.
Okay. How does it feel to be on the other side?
On the other side, I'm in the guest chair tonight.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Sometimes people have to ask you the question now.
Yeah.
So, you know, Rico, you've been in the business for a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, you've been doing photography, you've been doing photos and everything and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. How did you get into the photography side? Because people know you a lot for photography nowadays, especially in Georgia. So tell us about that.
Well, when I first moved here to Georgia, I launched thereggaescene.com.
Okay.
And obviously, when you have a website, this was before social media. This was for Facebook and Instagram and all that. But when you had a website, one of the main key features to bring traffic to your website would have been photos.
Right.
Photo gallery.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's mother started doing photos for me, which is Simone. Mm-hmm. And when she could no longer do it, because she had work and all that, and you have to be at every event, I decided to start learning photography.
Right.
So this guy, Kevin, from Trends, Atlanta Reggae, he used to do photos, and I always loved his photos. And so I said to him, can you teach me? And he taught me the fundamentals of taking photos, what to look for, the pretty girls, so on and so forth.
The eye, have to have the eye for
there
it.
You go. There you go. Okay. So I got I think a little Sony digital camera,
little small one, first
small ones.
Yeah.
And even when I look back at the pictures now, I'm like, whoa, those pictures were horrible.
Yeah.
There was no focus. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
But that's where I started. And this was about 20 years ago.
Well, the small cameras is what was in. I remember coming from New York, they had a guy named Long John. And Long John had a little small camera. He doing this little thing or whatever the case is. So, it's a start, but you actually evolve.
You got to start somewhere.
You actually evolve. What I like about your business is that you're very high in demand. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. I mean, you're doing something good. You're doing excellent work.
I made myself that way. When I first started, it was Party Spree, Caribbean Vibes, Atlanta Reggae, and the Reggae Scene.
Oh.
And pretty much I'm the last man standing.
Well, can't tell you do a song like that.
Last man standing.
Last man standing.
For real.
So, Rico, we see that you have an annual event, right? The All Black event.
Yeah.
So tell us about the All Black event.
I started doing the All Black, got to be at least 16, 17 years ago. Oh. But let me back up. I started doing my birthday party with John Wayne.
Okay.
We used to do a cowboy and Indian party.
Okay.
John Wayne Movements and myself.
Okay.
And then when I decided to, say, let me just do my party myself. There was no, I just wanted to establish myself.
Right.
And so he was doing his party, obviously, on Martin Luther King weekend. And my birthday is in January. I am a Capricorn.
Okay.
But in order to distance myself from the party that I used to do with John Wayne, I decided to do it in March.
Okay.
And at the time, Steely and I, Steely and I have known each other for years in New York, and he wanted to come down here and started doing his party. I think he did 2 events down here with God rest his soul, Mark Fashion, who has passed away. And so I said to Steele, listen, why don't we do a party together? Why don't we do it together?
Team up.
And so his birthday is in February, but he was doing a tour of Boston, Connecticut. And I said, why don't we do the Atlanta leg?
Yeah.
And it happened to fall on the second weekend of March, which is, and ever since then, we started doing it the second weekend of March.
Oh.
And it's been about maybe 16 years or so.
16 years. I mean, it's flourishing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people look forward to this event and everything. Yeah. I've been to a couple of them and I'm well impressed. Yeah. So this year's edition is called Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain how did you come up with that name?
I didn't actually. Big up to Bunji. Bunji from
West Side?
West Side Elites.
Okay.
You know,
Bunji, big up yourself.
Bunji and I was talking one day, and Bunji have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
He's got crazy ideas.
Yeah.
And he says to me, nobody really does a real Brooklyn party. And I've been complaining about that for the longest. No offense to people who do Brooklyn parties here, but I lived in Brooklyn about 25 years.
Okay.
And so all the Brooklyn parties that I've seen here never had any DJs that actually played in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's a big difference.
It's a big difference, So, all the DJs that I see on the parties that represent in Brooklyn never actually played in Brooklyn, never really was a factor in Brooklyn. And again, no offense to the DJs who've played on the parties, But if you want an authentic Brooklyn party, you got to include Addies.
Definitely, definitely.
LP.
Definitely.
Earth Ruler.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Afrique.
You're lucky Stereosonic and there too.
Stereosonic, Spectrum, those type of people.
Scooby-Doo and them people.
Exactly.
Right,
so you know what time it is. So when Bunji told me the theme, I said, you know what, I'm going to do that party. I didn't know I was going to do it on my birthday. I just said I'm going to do that party.
Right.
And so when I sat down to start thinking about what I'm going to do for this year, I said, you know what, Bunji gave me a theme. I'm going to use that theme.
Right.
And I remembered, there's all these DJs are now here. Steely, Frequency Atlanta.
Right.
And Steely and I had stopped doing our parties together for a couple of years ago. So everybody thought we had a beef. We don't have a beef. Steely and I are brothers.
Make it clear. No
right.
beef.
We don't. Steely and I don't have no beef. We
all
people
grown.
Say, you're grown people.
Right.
So the first person I thought about in terms of Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn was Steely.
Right.
So I reached out to Steely and I said, March 9th, are you available? And he had actually reached out to me because he was going to do his party in the ending of March. And so he told me to reserve the date. And I said, well, you know what? I will reserve the date, but reserve March 9th.
Right.
So we kind of bartered back.
One hand wash the other.
There you
go.
And so Steely was the first one I reached out to. Of course, Bugsy, is on every one of my dances. Bugsy and I go way back in New York. So that's automatic. I'm always on Bugsy's dance automatically. He's always on my party automatically.
Oh, you guys known each other for years.
You know each other
way
for
back.
30 years, probably.
Yeah, it goes way back.
Exactly. So, and then I reached out to Solji from Addies and put him on. And I reached out to Frass from Afrique.
From Afrique.
And of course, Jagaby from Afrique. And I can't have Bugsy. Bugsy is a part of Liberal Love without Stereo Boom. It's called Stereo Boom now. I keep saying Stereo. Nah. We knew him as Stereo Fish back in New York back in the days.
But
the fish stick don't work no more.
Right.
So
big up Stereo Boom, right?
So he's now Stereo Boom. So we couldn't have Bugsy Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn and have him represent Liberal Love without Stereo Boom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and all these guys are personal friends of mine.
Right.
We all played alongside each other at one point or another in New York. So they just happen to be here now in Atlanta.
Well, those from what I gather from what you're saying is those are definitely foundation sound systems from New York. So they know about the Rock and Club Higher and Higher and
Caniza,
all
and
in
those
places. All in places.
Albany Manor.
New Combination.
BEC.
They know about them Elite Arc and all these people,
places,
and still they consider themselves the big clock.
Yes.
So basically, you're bringing all that Brooklyn flavor,
and of course we have my sound, Natural Vibes as well.
Yeah, and Natural
can't
Vibes.
Forget Natural Vibes.
So it's pure foundation. So from what we gather, it's absolutely a good theme as well.
Thank you.
So so March 9th it is. March 9th.
Saturday, March 9th.
Yeah, March 9th it is. So
at Glitz of Atlanta.
Glitz of Atlanta. That's down by Stonecrest side.
Mall, yes.
Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, we already established that it's an all black.
Yeah, with a touch of color.
With a touch of color.
Right.
Right? And we already established the foundation sound systems that's going to be in the venue.
Correct.
From the Brooklyn era.
Yeah, original New York.
Right. So what is it that's going to set aside this party from all the Brooklyn parties that been held here?
Again, it's authentic. The guys should know how we normally used to do it in Brooklyn.
Right.
On Flatbush Avenue, wherever we were,
Utica and everywhere.
Utica, all of this. They should know how we did it in Brooklyn. Okay. Brooklyn just had a different vibe to Atlanta. Atlanta is catching up, of course.
Yeah.
There's a lot more DJs, a lot more good DJs in Atlanta now. But we just had a different atmosphere, a different spirit, a different vibe in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
So we're gonna bring that Brooklyn vibes and set it down in place
Georgia.
of Atlanta for that night.
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Biggs TV is gonna be there. You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. I was actually having a conversation with somebody the other day, and me and the person was speaking, and the person said that the best dancehall vibes, apart from Jamaica, next is New York, right?
Yeah.
Followed by Atlanta and Florida.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah.
It used to be followed. It was Jamaica, New York, Florida,
Then Atlanta.
Then Atlanta. But now it's kind of. I think it's kind of flipped to Atlanta than Florida.
Right. So basically, in a nutshell, everybody, March 9th, once upon a time in Brooklyn, the ultimate all black affair with a touch of color, of course.
Yep.
And you're gonna have legends in the building like Jagga B, Afrik Sound. You're gonna have Steely the Big Clock. You're gonna have Bugsy Bam Bam. A lot of people, Bugsy Bam Bam is a dangerous DJ, you know. I tell you.
When he's not drunk.
Oh,
Forgive me, Bugsy.
you ain't hear from me, right?
I can say that because Bugsy and I have brothers for
Right.
years. So,
So-
when he's not drunk,
When him
Bugsy
not
is
drunk.
dangerous.
Oh, okay. Very dangerous. Stereo Boom.
Yes.
Stereo Boom.
Wicked MC. Wicked
and-
selector, but also a wicked MC.
Yeah. And Soul G from King of D's.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to have all those people. There's going to be a different vibes. Big up to Mikey Promo as well. Right? And Rico, it was...
Fras from Africa as well is Afrique Sound Station. I remember Afrique used to play 7 nights a week, man.
Man, listen.
7 nights a week.
Jagga B will tell you stories about that.
7
you know
nights
what I mean?
a week. So
R.I.P. Claude.
Yeah.
Jagga B will tell you
Claude,
stories about
big up
that.
to Super Twitch as well.
Yeah.
Valderrama, who else? The one from New Jersey, Flex. Big up to Flex. The whole family, man. Slick, when Slick used to play Africa as well. Africa used to book Natural Vibes Sound, the system, to play on. And so we used to do early warm for before we became, before we got our name, we did early warm for Afrique, and that's how we got into that clique of promoters before Natural Vibe made its name. So, we owe a lot to the Afriques and those people.
As a DJ, if you're not able to do early warm, you're not really a DJ,
Yeah, but nowadays DJ, they don't believe in that. They go from 0 to 100 within 10-15 minutes.
Well, that is for another special edition. Not a special edition. But this edition, like I said, is a big TV takeover of the Take 5 with RicoVibes. But definitely we're looking forward to March 9th, the All Black at Glitz of Atlanta in Stonecrest. You guys could check out RicoVibes to get tickets.
The early bird tickets are on sale right now as well for $20.
Okay, and where could they get that?
Eventbrite, I think it's All Black 2024.
Okay.
.eventbrite.com. So make sure you check that out. Also, big up to the host, Flatbush Rico, original Flatbush dude, original Brooklynite. Big up to Flatbush Rico.
We didn't even touch that aspect. So tell us about the hosts and stuff. And all that.
The host, again, is original, authentic Brooklyn people.
So they were known in
They were known in Brooklyn. They're from Brooklyn. They know everything about Brooklyn. They know all about Natural Vibes and all about me. A lot of them I didn't personally know them in Brooklyn, but they obviously know me because
your name and your
Natural
sound.
Vibes, right? So you have Portmore, who's original Brooklyn. Flatbush Rico, original Brooklyn. Biggs, original Biggs. Rest in peace to your brother Biggs. Biggs is Brooklyn all the way.
All day.
All day. I've got some female hosts as well who are going to be celebrating some birthdays and stuff there. And it's just going to be, we're just keeping it authentic Brooklyn.
You see, everybody look on the tattoo. It's a Brooklyn pan it too, right? I mean, I'm going to be doing the event work-wise, but Biggs TV is actually originally from Brooklyn.
Right.
So, basically, in a nutshell, everybody, you could actually get the tickets on Eventbrite.
Yes.
If you see Rico, you could definitely link him up for the tickets and everything. Yes. And we definitely are looking forward to seeing you guys March 9th at Glitz of Atlanta.
And then we're going to have the sections as well. The sections are going to be named, you're going to have the Flatbush section, the Church Avenue section, the Nostrand section,
and Utica section.
Utica section.
Jesus Christ.
So it depends on which section you buy, who you represent in, which area.
Please, that's trouble.
When I left New York, I was living in Bushwick.
Okay.
That's Bed-Stuy.
You was living in Bed-Stuy. Okay.
And obviously Bed-Stuy was just building up. Now you can't get an apartment or a house in Bed-Stuy because it's very expensive.
Jesus.
As you know, Bed-Stuy used to be really run down.
Man, listen, things change, man.
Things
the Barclays Center run the prices up and everything.
Yes.
I left from Church Avenue and 49th. I was actually down the block
he was down from Superpower.
Right, Superpower Records, a legendary place in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Right, as a matter of fact, Steely actually had.
He had an office. He had an office in Superpower.
Around the corner.
Yeah,
he had something around the corner.
He became around the corner later, but he actually started. Had an office in Superpower.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But he opened up the little salad thing and a whole bunch of stuff and everything.
Mr. McKay's something.
I think that's what it was. Big up
to
Steely,
bro.
Yeah, big entrepreneur and them thing there. Understand?
Yes. Absolutely.
You see him on stage and do him thing, him have him hand in a lot of things, right?
He do.
And that's a good thing for an entrepreneur and everything. He do. So, Rico, the question off topic. This is offline, you know. Is there going to be a comeback for Natural Vibes?
When you say a comeback, I mean, Natural Vibes is active in Jamaica. We have a branch of it going on in Jamaica right now.
Oh, nice.
That's been going on for the last 5 or 6 years, or a little bit more.
Okay.
Alvis is in New York. That he does his thing in New York. Fatboy no longer plays the sound, but Fatboy is instrumental in the behind the scenes of the sound.
Okay.
Corporal is back on the scene. I've always kept Natural Vibes name alive. So we're older. Obviously, so there's some younger folks in Jamaica that's carrying on the name.
Okay.
And I think there's a market for the older generation. Obviously
because y'all know music,
right? So I play at more the grown folks thing because I'm not running on that young people stuff anymore.
Yeah. So, you're acting your age, not your shoe size.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So that's good that you guys are still in rotation and
the brand is still very much alive.
Yeah, you guys still in rotation, different parts and different aspects of the world and everything. Jamaica, New York, and Atlanta.
Correct.
That's actually 3 of the most vital places for dancehall and reggae music. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
And the guys in Jamaica, they do clashing and all that. Me personally, I'm not into the clashing thing.
Yeah, so juggler DJ.
I juggle. I juggle music, but they're into the clashing thing and all that. They've won a couple of clashes down there.
Nice.
And so on and so forth. So, but me, I mainly into even when the sound was hot in the streets in New York, I was mostly juggling.
Okay.
Alvis and Noah was the one doing and when Danger was on the sound doing the clash and stuff.
Danger, I remember him. Yeah. I remember him way back. He playing another sound now. I remember him.
Yeah.
So if we want to hear Natural Vibes play on the radio right now, where will we go?
Of course, I own the Flavor Radio. Okay. The Flavor Radio has been up for about 14 years. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you can just log on to theflavorradio.com. I'm on Mondays and Tuesdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the Flavor Radio is alive. I've got Deli Ranks. Obviously Deli Ranks. He's on the station as well.
Nice.
I've got Gramps Morgan from Morgan Heritage on the radio station.
Nice.
We've got some heavy hitters. I'm in the middle of just rebranding the station and just making sure that this generation knows about the flavor.
This generation get a piece of the flavor. They get to taste the flavor.
Exactly.
So you said Tuesday and Wednesday?
I'm on Mondays and Tuesdays. I mean, the station is 24/7.
Okay.
Obviously, but you have Mikey Sparkle, those kind of people on the station. Okay. But me personally, I'm on Mondays and Tuesdays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
So everybody have a slot.
Everybody has a slot. Okay. I'm also on Sundays from 2 to 4. I do a Sunday brunch program as well.
Okay. So you heard it here, people. If you want to hear Natural Vibes, Rico actually plays on the Flavor Radio.
Yes.
On Sunday, Monday,
Tuesday.
and Tuesdays.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And apart from that, you have heavy hitters like Deli Ranks. You have Mikey Sparkle, of course. And you have Gramps Morgan.
T-Rob is in Florida.
Okay.
And various people. We're adding a lot more folks now as we go along. So.
Okay.
I mean, it's internet radio. Mm-hmm. We broadcast in Gambia, the UK, Germany, South Florida, those type of places.
Oh, so different continents and everything.
different
So you're
continents.
cornering the market. That's good. That's very
I mean,
good.
that's the idea. A lot of people here in Atlanta are not really versed on internet radio yet. They're still a little bit behind, but internet radio I think is more powerful than terrestrial radio because of the fact that it reaches so far.
True,
And
true,
even the FM dials here and all around the world have an internet side of them. So that you can log on from wherever you are. I listen to Zip FM a lot.
Okay.
And Zip FM obviously is in Jamaica.
Right, definitely, definitely.
So I think internet is a lot more powerful than your regular FM station because the FM station is normally just in that particular region.
Definitely,
or
that's
that
true.
city.
That is true.
But once you go on the internet, you can listen to it from anywhere.
Well, I mean, Atlanta is going to catch up eventually.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're getting up there. They're getting up there. Atlanta is a nice...
And I like being a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the first one to say we all had a lot of underground stations here in Atlanta, and I was the first one to say let me do internet only.
Right.
And a lot of everybody was like, really, come on, man. And I saw everybody switch to internet only. So
you gotta be a trendsetter, man. You gotta be a trendsetter. So you could be one of the staples and everything that people be like, Rico actually started it first.
I mean, I don't look for those accolades, but I always try to think ahead. I always try to think down, 2-3 steps down the road. Where can I grow to? What's the ceiling for me?
Right.
And for me, to do an antenna and do the underground bootleg thing, it just wasn't me. I just didn't want to be looking over my shoulder. I didn't want to be worrying about, when is the FCC going to run in? You know what I'm saying?
You definitely don't want them
I didn't
to be
knock
running
anybody
in.
who did it, but I just didn't want to do it. And so,
Right.
I just decided to just launch the Flavor Radio strictly internet. And it's been working. It's worked for me.
That's good. That's good. I mean, every brand you've touched, I've been touching people,
you.
different aspects and different people in Georgia. You know what I mean? From the photography to the internet, the sound system business and everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Right. And the newest thing, obviously, is Take 5 podcast, which we have some good news coming for this summer for Take 5. But I'll save that.
Yeah, we definitely we can't give it too much charge.
No, we
right?
can't give away too much.
We basically look forward to that for the summer, right? You could always book Rico for your media content when it comes to photography and when it comes to sound system and all that type of stuff. You could actually do that.
Correct.
And please remember to follow Take 5 on social media, Take 5 on YouTube, and tune in to the Flavor station, the Flavor Radio. Right. .com.
There you go.
So Rico, thank you for having
pleasure.
me
Thank
being
you.
your co-host today.
Sitting in a different chair today, but I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable either way.
Okay. Get used to it because I might pop in once in a while, right?
Brother, you're welcome, my brother. Anytime.
Jason Biggs here from Biggs TV on this exclusive edition of Take 5 with RicoVibes. Have a great day, y'all. See ya March 9th.